this is Judy from Patterns for Pirates, and I'm here to talk about the fit and the fabric selection that you'll have for the new bodysuit. It's a really fun pattern. It's got a crop option, which is what I'm wearing here. Then it's got a full bodysuit option with both a thong and a brief for the adult. There's also different options on the bottom for the bodysuit. I wanted to give a snap option, but traditionally snaps are at the very bottom seam of a bodysuit, and I just find that super uncomfortable and hard to reach when the point of it is to make it easy to get in and out if you need to go to the restroom or whatnot. And so it just didn't make sense in my mind. So I moved the seam for the snaps towards the front. So that way they're easy to get to and you're not sitting on them when you're sitting down. So you'll find two seam lines, one for a front seam, which is the snap option, and a traditional back seam if you don't want snaps. I'm not a snapper. I don't like the snaps. I know a lot of people are very adamant about having them, so I put the option in. I'm a slide, go pee, and get on with my day kind of girl. So that's what I do. I don't put in the snaps usually, and I just slide. I find it much more comfortable, and it's a much quicker sew. So you can pick whatever option you're most comfortable with. The other options all have to do with the straps. So I have on the tank option here. This is the lower neckline in the front and the higher neckline in the back. This is also lined. It's got a shelf bra in it. So actually, before I started this video, I was at work from home lounge wear, and I could go without a bra, super comfortable. Decided to throw one on for you guys, so there you go. It does cover my bra just barely. The tank top does. The low neckline is really close to showing your bra, and then the high back will cover a bra, but the straps are a thinner style, so it's a little, you kind of have to get them in there just right. It is lined with clear elastic, and what that does is it helps it stay in place. So once you get it covering your bra, that clear elastic will really help hold it right in place. If you choose not to add in the clear elastic, you might have a harder time getting your straps to stay exactly where you want, just as a FYI. The other option is a thin strap tank. So it pretty much cuts straight across and has these teeny tiny little straps, which are really cute for the summer or a swimsuit option even. Then you have your regular sleeves. You have short sleeve, 3/4 long sleeve. They're just a traditional tight fit sleeve. I think that's most of the options. The adult has a higher and a lower on the front neckline and a higher and a lower on the back. The youth only has the higher and the lower on the back. They also only have a brief option. I only did snaps for the youth from the tiniest baby size through the toddler sizes. When I asked in my tester group and when I looked at ready to wear, I didn't see any snapping options on bodysuits for little ones in that youth range that's above toddler. So I didn't do the snaps on the older girls. My daughter loves this pattern. I've made her a million already. What I'm going to do now is talk about fabric choices. This is a really snug fit pattern. In order to get everything to stay in place, the straps to stay in place, the bottoms to be nice and snug, not a lot of gathering around your waist and things, this pattern needs stretch both horizontally and vertically. So you are not going to want to use a two-way stretch fabric. If you do, it's going to be too tight vertically. You're not going to be able to move around comfortably, and you might not even be able to reach it over your shoulders comfortably. Must be a four-way stretch fabric. That does limit your fabric choices a little bit, but this is what gives this a true like bodycon shape. If you use a fabric with less vertical stretch, what's going to happen is first it's going to have a little tinting like this from your bust or your booty to your waist, and it's not going to be able to lie down because it's going to use this vertical this way instead of being able to contour to your body. Secondly, if it has zero stretch, you might not even be able to stretch it all the way onto your body. So it does really, really need the four-way stretch. With that, it's pretty easy to pick a fabric because there's not too many super stretchy fabrics like this out there. So I'll go through our favorites so far that we've used. What I'm wearing currently is a brushed rib knit. I absolutely love this fabric. I don't usually love double brushed poly, which essentially this is what this is. It's a poly ribbed that's brushed. But for some reason, the ribbed makes it not as warm to me. I wear it all the time as loungewear. This is like my favorite loungewear outfit. So I used the crop version for this one. I actually made another one out of the same fabric. This is sometimes called a yummy rib knit, but it's a poly-based brushed rib knit. So this is the higher neckline, higher back, thong option, short sleeve. I did not line this one, so there's no shelf bra in here. I just finished the neckline off with the picot elastic. The picot also helps it just kind of stay right in place, and you don't have to worry about it slipping and showing bra straps. I really love the picot finish. I never planned on wearing this one sans bra, so I didn't line it. I have some more ribbed knits. Rib knits are super trendy right now. They're super easy to find. They tend to be very stretchy with a lot of spandex if you're getting a modern rib knit. So they work really well. This is another thong option. This is a low neck front, high neck back. So you'll see the low front and the high back are almost exactly the same from the front and back, which is fun. This is the long sleeve, and this is lined. So I can show you the shelf bra in this one. I picked a rayon spandex for this one. Since it's the high back, I really also don't plan on wearing this one without a bra. And so I didn't worry about getting too much support from this shelf bra, so I just chose a rayon spandex because I had one that matched pretty well. Here is another rib knit. This is actually the exact same options. It's the low neck, high back, long sleeve thong. You can tell I like that one. It's also lined. I used the same fabric as the lining. Another favorite is brushed poly. It's almost the same as the yummy rib knit, it's just not ribbed. So here's a beautiful one that I did in a brushed poly. This one is low neckline on the front and the back, so you can see how low that back is. This low back still just barely covers my bra. You might not be able to wear a bra with the low back. So if you're concerned about that, I would just make up a shelf bra and see if it covers your particular bra. And if not, you could always raise it a little bit, or just know that you're going to need something with more support for your lining if you want to go without a bra. That being said, this is not tight enough as a sports bra where you can go without a bra and go jogging. It's tight enough if you use something a little bit more stable to lounge in, but it's not a sports bra. I'll just mention that right there. Here is a double brush poly for my little girl. So she's gonna wear these for gymnastics Leos. They're perfect for little gymnastics Leos. She loves them. So this one has a front seam. So this is where the snaps will be if you do a snap option. And then I'll show you on this one where the back seam is. So this is another little Leo for her. And as you can see, you can't see the seam from the front. It's actually just right on the very, very bottom. So that's traditionally where seams are on bodysuits and underwear. So this one is not lined, just finished with the picot. And then I have this one. This is cotton spandex. We both really love the cotton spandex. I usually have a ton of cotton spandex for my daughter. She likes the way it feels. It's nice and stretchy. It's a little thicker, which is nice for bodysuits since they are snug fit. This one is lined, so I'll show you again. It does have a little crotch liner as well. We plan on not wearing undergarments underneath it, like a traditional Leo or bodysuit. So as you can see, the shelf bra is finished with picot. Even the little girls, the youth size has the shelf bra. You don't have to add it in, but if you want it lined, you don't want it finished with picot, shelf bra is the option. Even though they don't have much to support at this age, it's just a way to finish off that neckline super nice and clean. Here's another cotton spandex. This one is a little crop. So this is the exact same options I'm wearing, with the high back, little shelf bra. It's just so cute. This one, I actually cut her out a leotard, and then I changed my mind. And so I cut off the bottom and made little underwear to match. You can certainly do that. I cut it off at the crop, so they're really high-waisted style. It's super cute. Here is my cotton spandex one. I don't generally use cotton spandex for myself very often. I just feel like it's a little more stable than I normally like to wear. It doesn't have a very soft drape. I usually tend to pick softer fabrics, but I really like cotton spandex for this pattern because it is a little thicker, and since it's so snug, it doesn't need a soft drape. And so I really like the cotton spandex for this one. So this one is the thin strap tank option is what I called it. So you can see it's kind of straight across on the front and the back. Of course, it's not perfectly straight on the front because your bust. And then I did the thong option here. I did do a shelf bra on this one because I will either go without a bra or a little strapless bra with this, and the added support for the strapless is always super nice. This would also make a super cute swimsuit, which is what I did for my daughter. The only thing you need to do differently if you're wanting to make a swimsuit from this pattern is use swim fabric and use swim elastic. So the straps, it's optional to add in some clear elastic for stability, because we're using super stretchy fabrics and you don't want your straps to stretch and stretch and stretch until they're too long. So it's a really, really great idea to throw some clear elastic inside your straps so they don't grow throughout the day. And then this one I did not line. I actually kind of regret it because the fabric is a lot thinner than I noticed when I cut it out. But I did not line it, so it just has swim elastic around the edges instead of the picot. So that's the only thing. You don't want to use the Pico elastic if you're using it as a swimsuit. It's just not made to stand up to chlorine and salt water. So instead, you'll want to grab some swim elastic. I used 3/8 swim elastic for hers. There you go. And you could also add in the shelf bra. You'll just use swim fabric or swim lining, and again use swim elastic for the undervest on the shelf bra. She's really happy with it though, even though I regret not lining it. My last one that I've made so far is this bedroom option. This is a stretch mesh. There's not going to be a lot of stretch lace that has vertical stretch that you need for this pattern. I went digging in my stash and really none of my stretch lace had any vertical stretch. And so I didn't want to use that. It would not work. So I had this beautiful mesh that has tons of stretch and would be great for it. I actually had another mesh too that would have worked well. So a stretch mesh is a great bedroom option, sexier option if you're looking for something more sheer and that kind of style. And here's the brief option for the adult. This is the low back. And I just finished the edges with Pico. I did not use the shelf bra on this one. And there's a super fun option. One that I have set out that I haven't used quite yet is an athletic knit. I have this nice, thick, super stretchy black athletic knit. So I was thinking this would be a great bodysuit. And I will use it for the lining as well. Again, it's not a sports bra. It's not going to provide that much support, but this will be enough support that I can go braless if I wanted to, or if I had one of those, you know, like front sticky bras that you can kind of wear, but you're kind of, I don't know about you, I'm always a little bit insecure wearing those. Are they going to slip down? Am I going to be messing with it? So the shelf bra will just kind of add some support to whatever bra you're trying to wear. That's, you know, strapless, backless, whatever it is. So I plan on using this black athletic knit for one, and I think it'll be a phenomenal kind of going out look. I love a solid black. I get made fun of a lot because I do black and gray all the time, but I love a black for a going out look. I think this would look phenomenal in the low cut and low back look. It's very sleek and classic. I hope that helps. The one other thing I wanted to mention is about the Pico elastic. You can get a few different kinds of Pico elastic. You can get a big old hunk like this, which I got in black because, again, I'm a fan of black. I like to wear it. I always think it looks nice and classic. But I also got one from, I think it was from Etsy a while ago. They just had a whole bunch of different colors. And it's really fun. It's an inexpensive way to get a whole bunch of different colors. You don't know what you're going to get. You might get a few colors that you think, oh, I'll never use. But you know, I ended up using the colors that I didn't even think I would. I thought I would never use this orange, and I used it twice already with these ones. So you never know. They do come in a little bit varying lace on the top. Some of the lace is more scalloped, some of it is more flowery. You can see, I'm not sure how well you can see. And then there's this style as well that has the teeny tiny scallops. It's whatever you prefer. There's no reason to choose one over the other except that you like the way it looks. So you are completely free in buying Pico elastics, the colors, the different scallops and laces along the top. It it will not make a difference on your final garment. This one is has like a sheer part from the elastic on the bottom to the lace on the top. So again, I have quite a few different little looking. This one almost looks like a rickrack instead of lace on the top. So I have a ton of different ones that look ever so slightly different, but in my experience, they all sew on and wear exactly the same. So pick whichever one you think is the prettiest, and it will work just fine. For the lined option like this, I do suggest putting clear elastic in your seams, and for the same reason as the thin strap option, you don't want your fabric to stretch and stretch and grow, especially because we're using fabrics that have vertical stretch. So you don't want it to stretch out throughout the day and then your neckline goes from here to here, right? Or your straps go from here to here. So adding in that clear elastic just means it's not gonna move. It's, you're not going to lose recovery and snugness throughout the day. And it's just an important area not to lose snugness, because it does already have a pretty low neckline, and if your straps start falling, it's got a pretty wide neckline already. So if it grows here, it's really going to be bothersome. So I like to use 1/4 inch clear elastic in mine. If you're using anything thicker, like a 3/8 that's thicker than your seam allowance is going to be, the seam allowance on this is 3/8, but most people will be using a serger, and your serged seam allowance finishes at 1/4 inch. So I like to use the 1/4 inch, so it's just within the seam allowance. You can use 3/8 inch. Make sure to always have your clear elastic or swim elastic if you're making a swimsuit with it, touching your main fabric. And what that's going to do is it's going to help have your main showing and your lining roll to the underside. The lining is already a little smaller than the main, so it should automatically roll to the underside. But if you put your elastic on your lining piece when you're sewing them together, it's going to make your lining piece want to pop up. And you're not going to be happy with that. So make sure when you're sewing them together, so flipped like this, and you're sewing the neckline, that you have your elastic touching the main fabric. That way when you flip it out and over, it's going to lay better for you. The last thing I'm going to mention is the snaps. Since I don't do a lot of snap options, I don't have too many recommendations here. One thing is that you must use interfacing on those little pieces. It's a thick little placket, so try not to use fabric that is thick on that one. The one that I did, I believe I used either a thin cotton spandex or even a rayon spandex. Once you iron on that interfacing, it's going to be nice and stable anyways, so you really just want to use something that's thinner. Iron on your interfacing, and then you're going to need a bigger gauge snap to get through there. I just use a really inexpensive little kit. I think I got it from either Joann's or Hobby Lobby, somewhere local, called the Snap Setter, and it's a size 16. I did a size 3 months with the snaps, and I believe I put 2 or 3 snaps, and even on my adult size one that I did, I think I only put 3 snaps in there. I did it just inside my seam allowance because the seam allowance is super thick. You're not going to be able to get your snap through it on the very corners. So I went just inside my seam allowance and then on the center. I hope that helps. all you snap option lovers. And I hope you have a lot of fun with this new bodysuit pattern. I've been wanting to do a bodysuit for a long time. I'm tall, I'm 5'10", and so buying a bodysuit from a ready-wear store is just never an option for me. So I had a lot of fun. I made a lot of them for myself. I also made a ton for my daughter because she's also taller, and so she has like a size 6 length and a 4 chest and hip and an 18-month waist, something ridiculous like that I have to grade a million sizes for. And so she really, really likes one pieces and leotards, but they're super hard for her to buy ready wear to fit her. So she has also been loving this pattern, and I hope you do too. Don't forget to snap a picture of your finished garment and show it off to us, because we love to smile along with you and all your makes. Bye, y'all.